Hey guys, you with me, Kevin, your scuba professional, and today I am super excited because we get to unbox and review the new Garmin Dive Mark 2i that we've got available on our site. This is going to be like the highlight of my year because I've been waiting to get my grubby little paws on one of these for a long time. So let's open it up to see what's going on inside. So it comes with this shrink wrap plastic around it, so I'm going to take out my trusty knife and we're just going to cut around just so we can open that guy up. Watch your fingers, we really don't want you to cut your bits and pieces. Let's just rip this off. Super excited. That will be recycled, don't worry. Okay, let's open up the box itself. There's another little security tag there I just need to clip off. And then we're going to open that up to see. There's my first look. I'm going to look at it first. And the smell of a new dive computer is almost as good as the leather in a new car. But first impressions are, it's a really good looking unit. Got a much bigger screen than the Mark 1, but let's open it up to see. Funky little box, we'll hang on to that guy. Let's pull the top section out, and then on the inside, don't need that. On the inside here, we're going to get to the unit in a sec, but I want to see all the other little toys that are in here. Ha, got that. Right, so first off, there's an extension strap that comes with it. I think that's great. You have the new charging cable, which we're going to go into in great detail in a short while. And then you've got your 2 instruction manuals. Very important that you read your instruction manuals beginning to end so you fully understand the workings of your new Garmin Dive Mark 2i dive computer. Pop that out the way. So let's just pop this guy out. And here is my first look at it. Let's just move that out the shot. There we go. So opening it up to see. We're going to do an overhead in a second, but it is a really good looking unit. First off, I see it does come with a screen protector on it, and it's got some information on, but I know that everybody loves to peel the tag off just like you do when you get a new cell phone. So I know some of you are really going to enjoy this. There's that little tag. Where is it? Where is it? Come here, let me get my nail onto it. Ooh, come here. Ooh, okay, are you watching? Are you watching? Okay, off that goes. So there's the fun of that. So overall, my first impression is it's got a much bigger face than that of the Mark 1. This has a titanium backing because this is the Mark 2i with a titanium bezel across the top. But first thing I need to do is get this guy on the charge with the new charging clip, and then we can dive on in to take a closer look. My first impression of the new Garmin Dive Mark 2i is that it's got a titanium bezel around the top of it over here, which is a really good accent. I really like the buttons on the sides over here. They've got some really great blue accents on the go there, so it makes the watch look really good. The face, as mentioned earlier, is quite a lot bigger compared to the Mark 1, which we'll check in a second. And if I turn the unit over, we can see that it has got the new heart rate monitor, the wrist-based heart rate monitor taken from the Phoenix 6, and you've got your charging port, and then there's a titanium backplate over here, and this unit coming with Garmin's quick fit and quick release straps, so we can literally just clip the straps off and clip them back on again. Reason that would be useful for you guys is when you go diving, if you were diving in a dry suit and you needed an extender strap, be very easy for you to clip this one strap off and then to clip this extender strap on. I'm just going to get my finger in there. There we go. See, that makes it a really long strap, so that makes it quite easy for you to dive in a dry suit. Just a top tip from me is if you are diving this unit over the top of your wetsuit, so if over the top, you need to make sure that you're wearing a heart rate band because the optical sensor will only work when in direct contact with the skin. So let's compare this to the Mark 1, which I'm going to bring into the shot. So you can see off the bat, the screen size on the Mark 1 is a few millimeters smaller. So the Mark 2 having a much bigger screen, and then on the back, the Mark 1 having the older sensor, the Mark 2i having the new wrist-based sensor. And then just as far as the charges are concerned on the unit, the Mark 2i now using the clip cradle, whereas the Mark 1, when we had that initially, used this cradle. And I found quite often you would connect this and it wouldn't sync properly. So if you didn't get a good grip on there, you would mischarge on this unit. So leaving that out the way, I do much prefer the crocodile clip. So you turn that upside down and you just take the crocodile clip and clip that on, and then you can just plug this into a good quality USB charger. So either your laptop or a good quality phone charger. Don't go for those cheap knockoff chargers, otherwise you don't get the correct milliamps going into the unit itself. If I do compare this unit, as we said, it is a base from the Fenix 6 with a full dive computer built in. So there's a comparison to the Fenix 6, and size-wise, if we go up to the Mark 1, we can see that the units do get quite big as they cram more technology into them. This Mark 2i having the biggest screen of all. But there's your Fenix 6 for a look at that, and then your Mark 1, which we'll pull out because we are here to just go into more details as far as the Mark 2 is concerned. And now we're going to zoom even closer to see what's going on in the navigation menus. To go through the navigation menus of the Mark 2i, we use all the buttons around the side. As mentioned earlier, just in terms of these buttons, they're referred to as inductive buttons. So there is nothing that goes into the housing itself. It's a magnetic button. So you just click that in and it does not connect in any way to the internal workings of the unit. So I'm going to start with my outside button over here. If I hold that button in for a few seconds, it brings me into the different dive setups, and then I can scroll up and down. So this is where I would set my dive. I can change my watch face. I can change the clocks. There's a history, and then you go back to your settings. To escape, I'm just going to push the back button over here. And then my top right hand button, if I hold that button in, it brings me to the operations menus of the unit, and I can just scroll around. I can power the unit off. It tells me how much battery life. This one got 21 days of battery. You have your music controls. This particular unit comes with Garmin Music. It has a 32 gigabyte internal memory. So if you are using this for multi-sports and you want to listen to your music, you can load that all on. You've got your wallet for Garmin Pay, which is active in certain countries around the world. So if you were out diving at a dive resort and you didn't bring your wallet on the boat, it would be quite simple. You just connect your Garmin wallet, and then you can just touch that on the credit card machine for your dive money to go through. You can save locations. So if you want to mark a reef point or an entry or exit point, that's good. You've got your do not disturbs if you don't want any messages to come through. You've got your pool mode. This is great for instructors if you're in the swimming pool and you just wanted the unit not to log dives continually, but you needed to know your time. That would work for that. You've got your stopwatch, and one of the features I really like on this one is the flashlight. So if I turn that on, it just makes all the pixels of the entire screen go really white, or illuminates all of them. So if you needed to look for something at night, it would work quite well for you on your bedside table. And then if I just push back from there, you have a number of watch faces to choose from, but I'm just going to push this top right hand button, which brings me into the dive modes. So from a dive mode point of view, you have your single gas, which is for recreational divers. You have your multi-gas mode, which is for tech divers. If you were doing accelerated deco or trimix diving, you can mix all your gases up over there. You have a CCR, completely closed rebreather setup. This does not directly sync to your rebreather. However, if you are on the rebreather and you bail out to any of your bailout gases, you can set that on this unit. You have your gauge mode if you just wanted to measure your depth for the length of time. Apnea, which is free dive mode. You have your apnea hunt. Apnea hunt turns off any of the vibrations or the beeping alarms. So if you are out spearfishing or you didn't want the beeps, you can turn that on. You have your plan dive settings. You can set how deep you want to go and how long you want to be there. One of the new features specific to the Mark II is tides. If you go into that, you can search your location and it will tell you what the tide cycles are, high tide and low tide of the particular area you're going. This is really important if you're going to places like Cape Town or shore entry dives, and you need to know what the tides are doing. So I really like that function. And then when you scroll down, you have all your other multi-sport functions that you get on the Fenix 6. For more information on those, you can watch the Fenix 6 videos, but I'll run through quickly. You've got your basic navigate, track, map, run, bike, hike, golf. It's got all the golf courses loaded on them. You can use it for pool swimming, open water swimming, kayak, stand-up paddling, for boat use if you're doing breath work and meditation, HIV stress to track your heart, triathlon strength, yoga, XR, cardio, floor climb, and it just keeps going on, and you can also add more as you want it as well. This menu keeps going more and more. You can sync this up with your apps, the Garmin Connect app or the Garmin Dive app, to load more as you wish. Just to point out from a multi-sport point of view, this unit coming with the new heart rate sensor, the optical heart rate sensor, which works with the patented Garmin Pulse Ox. So this can measure your oxygen levels in your blood. So specifically if you are doing enduro sports or cardio workouts, it can monitor your blood oxygen levels, which I think is really great through this optical monitor. So that covers that from a multi-sport. Also, this unit can monitor from a sports point your VO to max, which is really good if you're monitoring your fitness levels, that's your body's ability to carry oxygen through. It has all of that functionality as well. Going through some of the other functions, if I just click back in on the left-hand button here, that will scroll through your history of what's been going on through the day. So if I go all the way to the top and then I'm going to go back down again, I don't have any activities logged today, so there's no dives, but it tells you about your dive, your surface interval, your steps, just your heart rate, last activities. It goes through the sun up, sundown, heart rate, your music controls are in there, your health, performances, training, all of it gets listed up over there, and you can edit those as you would like to as well. And if I hold that button in, when we go to dive setup, I can set my different gases. If I wanted to set this to nitrox, I can set my conservatism factor if I want it to be high, medium or low. My air integration there, I can click on in here and I can set up my multiple transmitters. The transmitters here from Garmin, you would connect this unit to your regulator, turn it on, and then you can add your new transmitter. So this is the Garmin TI transmitter, a great addition. Move that guy out the way. Then we can click back over there. We can change our display setups as to what we want in the different fields and our gas consumption rates if we wanted to. When we've got the transmitter on, you've got your connection alerts. That's if it disconnects or reconnects to the transmitter as well. If I jump back out, I can set my water type for fresh water, or if I wanted to set it for salt or in between. So if I was diving in brackish water, I could set my own custom salt. That would also happen in cave diving. Your PO2, your partial pressure of oxygen, set to a standard of 1.4 for nitrox diving. You can enter that and set it as you wish. You can set your different alerts if you wanted deep stop alerts, if you wanted maximum depth alerts, if you wanted towards the end of the dive alerts, safety stop alerts. It's fully customizable. Apnea surf alert, this is a new function to this particular unit. That's the apnea surface interval alert. If you were doing free diving and you wanted a beep of an interval of X amount of minutes in between your free dives, it would give you that as well. And you can set up your safety stops as well as an end dive delay. So within 1 minute or 2 minutes of you reaching your maximum operating bottom time, it can then beep at you or vibrate. I really like the vibrate function on the unit itself, much better than having an alarm going off. your CCR set points at your completely closed rebreather set points. So depending on the gas mixes that you're using, you can set the set points to your rebreather. You can set your backlight whether you want it on or off, and then the heart rate wrist, you can set whether you want it on the wrist or on the heart rate strap. If you were diving in a dry suit or you wanted to put this unit on the outside of your wetsuit, then obviously the elliptical monitor does not work if it's not in direct contact with the skin, but you can then add on the Garmin heart rate monitor. One of the functions I really like is the double tap scroll. I quite like that on the Mark 1 and I like that on this one. So when you're diving, to go through the different screens, you would just tap the screen and then that will bring you through all the different functions, and then you can change your up keys, etc. You can change your watch face. Inside here you have a multitude of different watch displays which you can go through. Hang on, I just jumped out of that menu, so we're just going to jump back in one more time. Watch face, one more time over there, scrolling down, watch face. There we go. I can customize my watch face, so I can set different times, dials, hands, and data, as well as my accent and background color. I can change that if I wanted to. I'm just going to go back on that, and then you've got a multitude of different watch styles that you can have over there as well. Going back to the clocks, you can set whether you want your different types of clocks, 12-hour, 24-hour, or military time, and you've got your history there as well. So changing your watch face is quite easy. You would click into there and then you would just scroll up and down on your left buttons. You can see I've got my add news, but there's a multitude of different watch faces and styles that we can have as far as this unit is concerned. So you can scroll through and see which one best suits your needs. This is a great function from all of the Garmin units. So that goes through your different watch faces, and then we're just going to go back out to the standard menus. So we've covered all the basics of this particular unit, all of its different gas settings that we've gone into. You've got your tides, plan dive, apneas, gauges, CCRs, multi-gases, and single gases. From a dive computer point of view, this is a really versatile, from an open water diver right through to an instructor, as well as a multi-gas tech and rebreather diver. So I'm super excited to get this unit out into the water. So there's my review of the Garmin Descent Mark 2i that we've got available on our site. I'm super excited to use this unit over the next few weeks and months, and I can hardly wait to get it into the water. It's a really comfortable unit to wear. I'm going to pop it on the arm so you guys can see exactly what it looks like when it's on the wrist itself. I find it wears really comfortably as well. So the unit, when it's on, you can see fits really, really well. It is a relatively large face, as mentioned, but on a man's wrist, it is really, really good. My understanding is Garmin are going to be bringing out the S version of this, a smaller version, which would fit a lady's wrist more comfortably. However, I find for the moment this is great. The screen's big. It gives all the dive information you need. So if you guys are checking it out, over here you can see it's a really good looking dress watch. There is a multitude of other straps available should you choose you want to upgrade from the standard silicone strap. One of the things I found, on a really hot day your wrist does tend to sweat. You can upgrade and get heathered nylon straps, as well as the titanium strap, which I used on the Mark 1 for quite a while, and now we'll be using on the Mark 2. I find with the titanium strap, it really makes the unit look very, very good. You can see with the titanium strap, it makes it a really good looking watch, and a lot more comfortable if you were going to wear this as a dress watch during the day. So back out over here, the Garmin Descent Mark 2i, really great dive computer for a day-to-day from a multi-sports point of view. Does everything from your running, your cycling, your triathlon, as well as every dive function you can think of, from open water diving to nitrox to tech diving, CCR, from an open water diver right the way through to an instructor. I am super looking forward to be using this over the next period of time. It comes with the standard silicone straps. To note, it does not come with the titanium. That is an upgrade. You do get the extension strap, which I think is an amazing thing for dry suit diving. And one of the things I really like, as mentioned earlier, is the crocodile clip charging cable, which will work on your laptop's USB And remember, if you're going to use any other charger, to use a good quality cell phone charger port. Don't use the knockoff chargers, because that won't give the milliamps to charge the unit up. We are going to try do a few videos of this in the water and diving really soon. And this unit also works, as mentioned, with the Garmin TI sub-wave transmitter, which will allow quite an extension in range, because this now works up to 10 meters away. So the Garmin Descent MK2i really good with multiple transmitters for stage cylinders, as well as for students. If you had students in the water, or loved ones, or kids, or partners, you could monitor their air with multiple transmitters as well. Overall, I believe this is revolutionary to the dive industry from a full multi-sports and syncing point of view. Smartwatch to your phone, with all the other accessories, you get an expensive unit. Yes, I admit that, but for all the technology you get, you need to weigh up purchasing a Garmin Fenix 6 as well as a dive computer, or just getting everything all in one. Then this does work out really good value for money. And again, super excited to be diving it, and we will give you more feedback on it as we move on. So if you guys are enjoying these product reviews, please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, or go check out our social streams, the main one being facebook.com/scuba.co.za. We'll keep you up to date with all the cool things that we've got going on. We've also got the Instagram, Twittergrams, all the rest of them for you to check out. But now we're going to cut to a whole bunch of really funky photos and close-ups of the Garmin Descent MK2i.